text me and I'll text you back.
Text me, then I'll text you back.
You text me, then I'll text you back.
You text me, then I'll text you back.
You text me, then I'll text you back.
TikTok, you don't stop.
I will help you make your paper stack.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now?
205-964-5243. You know. 205-964-5243. You know.
We're live for show number 204 for this week's live Flippanor, where we talk about real estate investing with a strong emphasis on wholesaling real estate, where your cash or credit does not matter. Having a 450 credit score won't matter. Having an 850 score credit score won't matter. We're here to talk about making money wholesaling real estate. So just Adrian and I are here tonight, and we're here to share what we know. Hopefully we can have a little fun at the same time and be educated at the same time. So if you're having trouble here, let me make sure you let us know that. But we're here to make this happen. So over to you, AP. Make sure you like and share this.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Christmas Eve. So happy, Merry, Feliz Christmas Eve day. That's today, Thursday, 2 more days. Hope you got your gifts wrapped up.
How does it look over there? Do I have enough?
I can't even see it. The screen is out.
Okay.
So let's see here. Ty Fix, thank you for joining us. $1 Billion Diva. Hey, I ain't seen you in a minute. Mr. P. Carol Carlin Irvin, and that's from NJ, New Jersey. Eric, Paris, Cece, Justin, Dana. DX Mo says, what does DX Mo says other than that you're from Los Angeles? Big Huda, Queenship, Bula, I see you. Naomi Blaine is over there on TikTok along with Drone, Miss Barry, Noel. Thank you all and everyone else for joining us. If you have any, yeah, you're good. If you have any difficulties hearing us, just let me know, put it in the chat, and we will rectify that expeditiously. Hey, ask Ben dating advice. Oh, you got dating advice for everyone? Okay. What's up, Tony Out Loud from North Carolina? But this is the place where you ask questions in regards to wholesaling real estate with little to no cash or credit. You ask the questions, I'll read the questions, and Ty will answer them. Yeah. You post them, I read them, he answers. So go ahead and put those questions in the chat. Let's see here. Eduardo. Okay, I see you're just joining, and keep it up. There we go. Okay, just making sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, so Ask Ben dating advice for everyone. That's a long name. Says, I have a question. What if a buyer refuses to use your contract and wants to make you use his contract? Would you accept his contract or move on to another buyer?
No, that's going to be common. If a buyer doesn't want to use the contract that you want to use, that's fine as long as the terms in their contract doesn't conflict with the terms in your contract with the seller. That's it. That's going to be common though. So that's no biggie. The issue is when a seller doesn't want to use your contract, and there's no real estate agent involved. But whenever a seller doesn't want to use your contract, you don't give them that control in most cases. I can't even think of a time I've allowed a seller to dictate that. That's a deal breaker for me.
Okay. One gamer guy fan. So what's up? I see you. You are first. You're first over there. You're the first to comment. Thank you for that. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button as well. Follow. Yes, follow. Yoba from Seattle, Washington, and V Smith brings happy holidays from Miami. Thank you. Let's go straight to this. We've answered that. So, $1 Billion Diva wants to know what conditions would make a property a unsignable contract. In other words, not fit to be contracted.
What conditions would a property be an unsignable contract? Well, normally it's based on you just don't have a price that justifies the location and its condition. That's normally why it's not so you can't assign it. Now, it may be a situation where you can't get a clear title. That could be an issue. You can expect that's going to happen if you do this long enough. So, um, but other than that, just off the top of my head, I can't really think anything outside of price not working or you can't get a clear title.
Okay, so Cece has a question, and I didn't mention this, guys. Oops, my bad. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. My, oh, you doing my stuff? Okay, I see you. Yeah, I'm slacking. But guys, if you want to join us live and ask your questions, get bumped to the front of the line. Text the word Gator, Gator, to the number 205-964-5243. And you can join us live tonight and ask your own question. Multiple questions if you have them even. Okay, so Cece wants to know, where can I find a good criteria form for end buyer? So what do you look for in an end buyer?
Okay, so what do you look for? And I like to use the term cash buyer, but both work.
Mhm.
The main thing when you're having a conversation with what I would call a buyer that can perform, or a serious buyer, is speed. Uh, normally, if you all agree on a price, ideally you want to get to how fast do they normally close, and the response that you're normally looking for is as soon as we can get a clear title. If they have cash, there shouldn't be a holdup. Now, if they're using some form of private lending, such as some hard money or something, then a lot of times that's out of their control. That process could take 2 to 3 weeks, to put a deal together. But if they so-called have the cash themselves, they don't have a lender that's going to make them jump through some hoops. The response that you're looking for as soon as we can get a clear title. That's it. That's the qualifier. And obviously, the earnest money deposit shouldn't be an issue, but you're not going to hold that in most cases. That's going to a third party, a title company or closing attorney, escrow company or whatever. So, but speed.
All right. Okay, Queenship 83. Thank you for joining us. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you all too. Nisana. Hey, hey, hey. I see you. You Queenship, you say you're a beginner and want to know how to wholesale properties, residential and commercial. Okay, well, I'll say you in the right spot. You are getting ahead of the game by educating yourself. Educate yourself consistently and consistently educate yourself, and you'll be ahead of most of everybody else. So a lot of you guys are asking about mentorship. You can text the word.
Really no word for that.
Should be
You
mentor.
just have to text me on that, and I can just provide that information. But of course, that's a paid option. You understand that, right? So, but I like to make clear, and I hate when people have spent money with me and then say, "Oh, I could get all this on your YouTube channel." I say that all the time.
Been telling you that.
I've been telling you that for 13 years. You
Yeah.
don't ever have to pay me a dime. I give it all away for free. Normally, when someone decides to spend money on any of that option that I offer, is because they're trying to speed up the process. I get that. Or they're trying to deal directly with me or whatever. But in reality, it's all on my YouTube channel. It's just not in any certain order, which I get that could be a little frustrating or whatever. But, again, when you have to tell you, if you're serious about something, you have to use what resources that you have available to you. If that's money to speed up the process, then boom. If that's time, which a lot of us have, especially like a good correlation is that normally when you don't have money, you have a lot of time. Normally, it normally works. Not always, but now sometimes because of decision making, you might make a decent amount of money just how you spend it or whatever. But normally that's how it works. So, yeah, But to answer that question, yeah, just text me on the 205-964-5243, and I'm glad to share what those options are as far as coaching or whatever. So.
All right, and to answer Justin's question, no, it does not include access to PropStream.
Yeah, PropStream is I'm a partner with them through my Dealulator site, and just talking about that. If you want the free training that we offer with that, if you sign up through Dealulator, right? We offer a free training on how to use PropStream the way we use it to do deals. So you text the word time to the 205-964-5243, and um, and um, and um, and we get you going. You know what I'm saying? So you can schedule a time based on around your schedule and the time slot. So to answer the question.
Now, you didn't mention it at the top of the show, but we've got quite a few people on. So units still a thing.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Units is still a thing. So, we're targeting self-storage facilities. Small towns are in play. Normally, we don't deal with small towns with houses and other forms of, stuff. But definitely, if you spot a mom and pop, this video will explain. So just text the word units, and that video will explain how we can partner on that particular type of commercial real estate. So.
Okay. So Dap Nix says, I'm from Boston, did time in New York. They're telling me a felon can't get his real estate license, but guess what? Boom! You don't need it.
You don't need that.
You don't need
You don't need
it.
it. I just released a video earlier today. Do you need a real estate license or an LLC to start wholesaling real estate? Make sure you check that. That's my most recent video, probably after this one when it replays. But that video explains. So no, you don't need it. So.
All right. So that is not an excuse. Keep it moving. Keep educating yourself. You're here with us now, so you're in a good place, my guy. Rock City 3 says, I closed my first wholesale deal this month, walking away with $10,400, no money invested on my part. Now, that's a check.
Oh, yeah.
That's a check in the month of December.
Infinite ROI.
Yes, look at you. Good job, Rock City. Congratulations on closing that deal.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Okay, so Elegic81, hopefully I stated that correctly, says, I need to hire someone to put Bandit signs in my city. Would you recommend paying them for each sign or just hourly? Woo! And I'm gonna add on the question. You make sure you pay them after the fact, because you need to pay them and they need to throw your signs in the dumpster.
Yeah, that's so difficult to do, right? Because paying them hourly or paying them per sign. The problem with that, and ask me the problem with that is will they do it correctly? You're going to have to put some energy into it because there is a method to the madness of actually putting signs out. Ideally, what you want to do is, this is what I would do. If you don't physically want to do it, just drive them around. Right? Drive them around and let them pop out the car. They place the sign. Sometimes you can park. Sometimes there's nowhere to park. That's one of the benefits of having a two-team operation. Drive them around. You can circle back around the corner, come back and pick them up. And now you've placed a sign in the area where you normally probably couldn't place it, but it's a great location or whatever. But, in that process, you are training them on how to do it or whatever, the way you want it done. Because if you don't, trust me, you will burn your money. I can assure you of that. And I was going to say in the beginning, ask me how I know.
How you know, Flip?
I tried it years and years before I finally figured out how to do it. Now, I got lucky. One of the individuals was watching the show locally here, and I put it out there, and he was already putting out signs, but he was basically putting out signs. The signs he was putting them where I was placing my signs. He knew what my signs looked like. So he already knew, the placement, because that's everything. And so where you can place and where you can't, as far as some parts of your city or your market, you can get away with Bandit signs, and some parts of it you can't. So, so that's the main thing is you're going to have to spend some time into doing it so it can be done properly.
Okay, thank you for answering that. That was a good question. I like that one. So Justin Patterson, 923-7244, wants to know, will this work in a town of 20,000 people?
No, you can't eat consistently in a town that small. But what you can do, towns that small, You still can, again, work with me on this part of real estate, and the checks will be bigger also, less competition. Maybe a little harder to put the deals together, but the paydays are going to be significantly more than most houses. So text to word units, and we still could possibly do something together if you're interested, or I may just give you the idea to do it yourself. Doesn't matter to me, or whatever. So, but to answer your question about wholesaling houses in a town of that size, no. So you would probably, you're gonna have to, you could do this, what I just did on the units thing, but you would have to virtual wholesale to eat consistently. So, and with virtual wholesaling, the one layer that you're adding, you'll do everything you would normally do locally. You just need boots on the ground to assist you with some of the grunt work. That could be another wholesaler, that could be a friend or family member, real estate agent, and so on.
Okay. Mike Sykes, I'm going to answer your question really quick.
I know Mike Sykes.
You know what Mike Sykes? Yeah, this is Mike Sykes. The question, oh, Adrian.
No, his name was Mike Cox. Oh, my bad.
Okay. So Mike wants to know, what if you already have PropStream? Can you still get the coaching and training? So let's clarify. Now, you have to have PropStream through Dealulator.com.
Yeah, he may have signed up through Dealulator. I don't know. I can check, if he texts over his name, full name, an email address, phone number to the 205-964-5243. I can check. We can follow back up with him on Monday, and let him know, whether or not he signed up through us. We may be able to still do something.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, if you're interested in that training, if you're thinking about signing up for PropStream, or you signed up for it before, let it go because you didn't know how to use it and you were wasting money. Here's your opportunity to get training on it directly from us. Just text the word time to the 205-964-5243.
Okay. Thank you. So, hey guys, Kat in the chat there said she'd love to be someone's boots on the ground in Space Coast, Florida. So if you
Where's
need,
Space Coast?
I don't know what Space Coast is. Space Coast. I don't know. I'm assuming probably near like the naval bases, the air bases, something like that maybe.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's in there. Gulf Coast, Florida is where Christopher's from. Okay, I see you guys. So let's go into another question. Well, Dizzle says he's recently started watching your videos, Super Gems. I got my wife on the wholesale train. We definitely are making six figures in 2022. Speak it into existence. I am all for that. Next question is going to be taken from, where the heck's that one? I'm losing my spot. Okay, Erica. She's from Antioch, California, and wants to know what areas in California are good to start wholesaling. Are there any cities near Antioch that you would recommend?
How you spell Antioch?
Antioch.
Spell it again.
Antioch.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Antioch is the population is 111,000. Number one, that's it's okay in the size. Let me see what it's near. All right, and pull it the old MAPS, MAP. All right, so Antioch, California is okay. So it's north east of San Francisco. Interesting location. All right. Okay, so let me see. But see, it appears that let me see. Let me do this. Let me do this instead. Okay. All right. The metro. Oh my God. See, Antioch is considered. It's considered part of the Bay Area, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's because it's saying 7 million. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So that means it's considered in that Oakland, San Francisco area. Let me see how far it is from them. She probably already knows, but I don't. So, yeah. See, it's only 45 minutes from San Francisco. So yeah, so all of that's going to be in play for you. That entire region is going to be in play for you. You're in an amazing market. You're only 36 miles from Oakland, so you're in an amazing market. You're good to go. You don't have to go anywhere. You're right there where you need to be. What was her name?
Oh, don't know. Dizzle. Nope,
Okay.
that wasn't Dizzle.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I
we're
lost
good.
it. That was Erica. That was from Antioch. Yeah,
Okay,
that was Erica.
all right.
Okay, so let's see here. See, that's my spot where I was. Roxy Bright. I need you to do something for me, Ty.
Yo.
Okay. Roxy Bright says, today is my birthday, and all I want for my birthday is a shout out from the Footman.
Roxy Bright, December 23rd. You just, hey, happy birthday to you. Your mom was probably miserable on Christmas that year, but hey, miserable in the best of ways because she brought you into the world. Beautiful bounce. I'm assuming that's a female bouncing baby girl. Happy birthday to you. And you was that child. So if your birthday is on the 23rd, do you get stuff? Do you get that double whammy going?
You
or?
get the double whammy up to a certain age until them gifts start getting like really expensive.
Yeah.
Then you be like, hey, you got to choose. You got to choose.
You gotta choose.
What we
So,
doing?
but happy birthday to you, baby girl. My sister was born on December 18th. Actually, it's something weird about it that back when my sister was born, if you were born on a Sunday, you could only get the birthday either on the Saturday or the Monday.
Oh, that's crazy.
So I think she was actually born on the 19th, but
Just because the registrar in the hospital ain't here, ain't got nothing to do with my birthday.
She's registered for the 18th, so I think she's like, 1 day ahead or whatever. But my mom had her 6 or 7 days before Christmas. So
yeah, you say that. My first cousin.
but happy birthday to you, Rocky.
Yeah, happy birthday, Roxy. Y'all tell Roxy happy birthday. My first cousin Toya, her birthday is on Christmas, and I know up until like 13, we used to have like the birthday cake and stuff. And my mom was slick; she was wrapping her presents in half Christmas, half birthday paper.
Hey, that's what's up.
Yeah, the presents started dwindling down.
Yeah.
Until they just Christmas. That's it. Sorry. Okay. Let's see here. Malcolm Jamal. Is that Malcolm Jamal Warner or just Malcolm Jamal? Says, hey, Ty, happy holidays. Question. Have you ever done any wholesaling from an on-market deal? Would you consider it if there's a deal and the house is priced below the sale price per square foot?
I've done it a couple of times, and did it just to see if I could do it, and it was difficult, right? And I knew what I was doing. So, yeah, but see the thing. What was his name? Malcolm. Malcolm. See, and someone sent me over a property today, and I always want to be surprised, right? But once I realized that there was it's a listed property, and say this agent just sent me over this. Here we go, guys. The internet. People look. One of the main reasons people go to the internet is to find deals. I don't care what it is. It can be a pair of shoes. It can be a knee brace. It can be, I don't care what it is, some air filters for a car, vehicle, for your house. The reason Amazon exists because you have the perception that there are great deals there, right?
Right.
Okay, so same thing with real estate. There's a constant search for great deals on the real estate on real estate. So if a great deal, there's plenty of stuff for sale, but a truly great deal, let me put like a wholesaler's great deal is on the internet. It lasts minutes, definitely not days, but minutes, hours before it's taken down. And a lot of times, if a realtor is going to post something that significantly cheap, normally what will happen is either someone they know or someone they know in their office or possibly even their broker makes that happen before we even see it. If a seller is willing to accept something that significantly low, it is so rare that you can find something. Now, let me just say this. It is possible because you can always make offers. You know, one of my slogans, or one of the things I came up with, and Adrian came up with the brilliant design, offers are free. Yeah, you can offer something and turn it into a deal now. You can do that. But the issue is jumping through those hoops. I am not trying to be discouraging. I like for people to live in reality though, because my goal is, because most people that are watching me are people that have either not ever done a deal before, this is their first time hearing about it, and they may have done a deal or two before. Normally that's the group of individuals that are watching me. So my goal consistently is, from my experience, is to get you to a check as easy as possible. And targeting properties that are listed with a real estate agent ain't one of them.
Ain't it?
There are easier deals out there. Again, I know people might say, Ty, he hates real estate. No, that is not it by no means. They have their place, obviously. I'm just saying, for the sake of people that are starting to trying to do this, because the worst thing you could do is deal with an agent and to get discouraged and get discouraged and frustrated right out of this opportunity that could change your life financially forever. So that's why I always go where I'm going right here is, just think about it. You have to understand the mindset of an agent. Number one, just like any human being, they're worried about paying their bills first. They're worried about the people that they care about, starting with themselves and whoever they're responsible for, or who's dependent on them. So the more a house sells for, the more they make. The cheaper you get it for, the more you make. You're at an automatic resistance at the top. But that's okay. You just need to understand that. So I know when you hear about this, the first thing we want to do with anything we do, we want to go to the internet. There's going to be tons of properties on the internet for sale. And you talk to an agent, oh yeah, I can send you some great deals. Their definition of a great deal is not your definition. Their definition of a great deal, if the ARV is 200, to send you something that's worth 190. You're so far apart. You need to be at 100. You know, they think 190 is a deal, and you need to be at 100 for it to be a deal. You see what a disconnect is?
Very big disconnect.
Am I explaining that?
It makes sense. They're polar opposites. Two.
Again, it's possible, but you know, I have to understand to play that game with them, because they're worried about their payday first. So you have to play that game with them. But in that process, they like to be gatekeepers because they don't feel like they want to waste their time with someone that can't purchase the property themselves. You definitely don't want to try to explain that you're a wholesaler. They're definitely not going to give you any time, but they're going to want you to spend, they want you to put up $1,000 in earnest money deposit, and they're going to want you to prove that you can pay for it. It's called proof of funds. Again, that is fine. But the great thing about it, guys, you don't ever have to deal with them, because there's more properties that are not for sale, right?
Right.
That are for sale. And you're going to be able to have a chance. That's why I talk about bandit signs, direct mail, driving for dollars, text messaging, ringless voicemail, Facebook ads, Google ads, other wholesalers. You're trying to get directly the closest to the owner as possible without dealing with an agent. So yes, to answer his question, it's possible, but if you want to jump through those hoops to get there, and then you're going to still have to have the right type of buyer, because in most cases you have not found something that they're not already aware of. Because agents send those lists to, when an agent tells you, oh, I can send you some great deals, you think you're the only one they're sending that to?
No.
That's how their whole conversation is going to go with someone when they think you're an investor.
Okay. Makes sense to me. We got you. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm looking at, I guess I have to look at you because I'm talking to, I have to say somebody I'm talking to, huh?
No, you always look at me, because if you look at me, I'm like the direction of
the cameras. Well,
Yeah.
sorry, yeah.
It's like when you're in a big room and you're doing a speech or something, and they always tell you to find a spot on the very back wall, whether it's a clock, or find something and focus on that. It helps you with your nervousness, and it keeps you focused. And Don't look at the crowd. Look at the, look at the wall.
Okay.
I'm the wall. I'm the clock on the wall.
I got you.
TikTok. Dana says, so Ty, realistically, you telling me, she didn't add that part, I'm adding that part. You telling me I can market in Charlotte, Greensboro, and Raleigh? These are the 3 largest cities in North Carolina.
Oh my God, oh my God.
Do them all, sis. Do them all.
If you have that type of those resources to reach all of those markets, I think all of those markets are bigger than Birmingham. You know, I know Charlotte is. I don't know about Greensboro and Raleigh, but I know Charlotte is. Yeah, most definitely. Oh my God, yes. When you got those size markets right there, I don't know if they're close to each other. I'm gonna Google it while in between questions, but yeah, what's her name?
Dana.
Dana, yes, ma'am. Oh my God. Oh, ooh.
Yeah, I think we looked it up. That's like, we were talking about Metro, and yeah, it was a lot of people.
Yeah, see, Metro Raleigh is 1.4. That's bigger than Birmingham, right? Greensboro, Metro. I don't know if Raleigh and Greensboro are the same place or they're close or whatever. You have to tell me that.
Place, though.
That's not the same. Okay.
Not the same place.
Greensboro is 757,000. That's a little smaller than Birmingham, but that's still plenty big. And I know what Charlotte is. I know Charlotte is bigger, and Charlotte is 2.6. That's almost tripling Birmingham. Oh my God! Yes.
Cool.
You're talking about over 4 million people, almost 5. It is 5.
Okay. So Christopher Lamery.
I don't think those markets butt up. I think those totally separate different metro areas. But yeah, okay, boom. Okay. Yeah.
Christopher Lamery or Lamori says, can you please list all of the contracts that one would use in order to complete a wholesale deal from start to finish? Maybe in the comment section. Also, possibly where to get them. You got a boom and a boom. So.
Well, yeah, I'm placing a contract. If you can move the comment, baby. I'm placing the contract on the screen that you can access for free. You really only need that one contract, but sometimes the buyer may not want to use. I think that was one of our first 1 or 2 questions tonight. Sometimes the buyer may not want to use it, which that's fine. But that one contract is all you need in reality, especially if the seller and the buyer will use it. Guess what? I give it away. I've been giving it away since 2008, right?
For the free?
And free. And then on top of that, I explain how to fill it out for sellers and buyers and how to get it signed, online or whatever. So all you have to do is just text the word contract to the number 205-964-5243, and the world is yours.
Boom. See, like, boom. Okay. So Property Investment Pros says, hi. How do you feel about cold calling during the holiday season?
Well, I was chatting with the person that handles my cold calling, and he was like, should we call tomorrow? I said, did I say the yes tomorrow? And I said no tomorrow. Obviously, no, we don't call on Saturdays anyway. And then next Friday, which is New Year's, I said yes. I said, a lot of time is now, right? Mm-hmm. Between now and Saturday, there's a lot of time at its highest level in the United States of America and other parts of the world. So you could call, because people will be at home or whatever. So you could be the gator. So we just take a break. It's more just letting my folks just take a break, period. Even though, these VAs are in another country. I don't know how they get down, but yeah, just ideally we ain't tripping, So, but next week next week might as well be 2022, really,
right?
So now people broke and spend all their money. Mm-hmm. Everybody got a new attitude. Hey, I'm going to change my life, lose some weight.
Those resolutions.
I'm breaking up with this joker. You know what I'm saying? Find me a husband, find me a wife, whatever. Hey, everybody ready to get it.
In that bag.
I love this. I love December 26th. Leading up to the 25th, I'm a Grinch, really technically. But the 26th, is on. Everybody, woo. And then that next Monday, the 3rd, woo.
Looking crazy.
Everybody, hey, let's get it.
All right. So I'm going to combine Shahar Rodriguez's question along with G Money 1991. So Shahar says, I work a 9 to 5 and want to replace it with wholesaling full time. How do I go about getting VAs? Is it expensive? How effective would it be as far as getting deals? Now, on the same token, G Money says, I'm in the process of making real estate my full time gig and quitting my 9 to 5. Any advice?
Well, I will first on the VA thing. I have some VAs that I've been working with for a couple of months now that I've been somewhat pleased with. I hadn't recommended them yet because we technically haven't closed a deal from it, so I really don't like to recommend stuff unless I've made money from it. So we're still working out some things or whatever. But we're getting leads. Let me just say that. I just got to tone them in a little bit on on some of the scripts or whatever. Um, but yeah, it'd be worth it because now you have someone working for 19. Well, they're doing $6. So you might find them cheaper than that, but $6 an hour would be what when back in the 90s.
Oh, hey, not too far.
That ain't
Minimum
too.
wage
That
is
ain't.
just $7.25.
That's all it is.
Minimum wage is just $7.25.
I might be overpaying.
Don't mind.
But anyway, so but it's less than that. But anyway, um, so look to spend. Let me just say this: for 40 hours, look to spend anywhere between 200 to 250, something like that. So you do
the
the
next
math
part
on
of
it.
that was, so that answers, is it expensive? How do I go about?
Now you don't have
Is
to
it
do 40
effective?
hours. You can have them calling only 10 hours.
Mhm.
So even at $5 or $6 an hour, that's $50 or $60 a week or whatever. So that's 2 hours a day just calling for you. So now you can somewhat gauge how much you want to invest into it. And the other question was,
Any advice on dumping the 9 to 5? Drop that 9 to 5.
well, ideally, if you're going, and that's the title of this particular video, replace your job in 2022. Now, ideally, whenever you, if okay, so if you're going to replace your job in 2022 or replace your current income,
Mhm.
ideally, you need to have at least
6 months.
6 months of your living situation saved up, 6 months of bills or just income saved up. A year would be better,
A year is
but a
ideal.
minimum of 6 months. Now, only you know what your financial situation. Now, some people hear about this and they'll quit immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could do this. I don't suggest that with anything. Again, everybody's situation is different. You may already have 3 years of income saved. Hey, my hat's off to you, boom. That's what's up. But ideally, you want to have I've never been one to quit a job without money, right? Without another source coming in. I think I've only done that once in my life. And well, technically, I thought I had. I've never done it before. And I don't think I ever was fired on the job. Was I ever fired on the job? I was laid off. Is that same thing?
No, not at all.
Okay, so because you can get the unemployment
Yeah.
when you're laid off.
Hmm.
So I was never fired from a job, and I never quit a job without having another income. Now I was in 2 sales jobs, one of them for myself, and one of them trying to sell pre-arranged at a cemetery. So it was total 100% commission. So I quit there and started trying to sell websites. This is before I got into real estate. So technically, I thought I already had another income. I wasn't making no money there, so it's basically the same thing, right? So, when 9/11 happened, quick story, I was laying in my bed, all depressed. It was what was that 2001 9/11, and all depressed, and watching the news that morning and seeing that plane go into that first tower. I was like, wow, that's amazing. But when you seen that second one go in there, well, you didn't see the first one. You just saw the smoke, and then they showed the second one go in there. The initial thing. I know over time you can see both of them. And you was like, once you realize, oh, now that wasn't a mistake. And I was just sitting there, I was like, oh, these little problems I got ain't nothing. So I need to get my butt up and make something happen. But anyway, So, why did I get up on that tangent? Oh, about quitting the job.
9 to 5.
But yeah, you at least need to have 6 months of bills saved. That is my point.
Okay. So old man says, same thing. I'm looking forward to being a guest on your show in 2022. I'll be looking forward to having you. I'm brand new, don't have time, but I got money. I work a 9 to 5. I got a list of 8,000 and we'll skip trace and do an SMS campaign. Is that a good start?
Oh, that's a beautiful start with that.
Beautiful.
A list of that size, yes, sir.
All right. All right. So Nick says he's from North Carolina. I've been watching your vids and just been not acting. And I've been taking the notes and I'm ready now. I have faith and I thank you so much for what you do. Blessings.
Thanks, Nick. Yeah, take action, man. Just understand this does not have to be perfect in order for you to make money. That's the beautiful thing about wholesaling real estate. It is low barrier to entry, low risk, high reward. We all want opportunities like that. Low risk, high reward.
Okay. I like this question. Kayla, this is good. Kayla says, hello, guys. I've been watching your videos since August. And my question is, if there's a vacant house in one county, could I advertise it in a different county?
Well, just using like Birmingham, see, most metropolitan, can you advertise a property in one that's in a different county in another county?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you start talking about metropolitan areas, just using Birmingham, you have what makes up Birmingham, I think, is Jefferson, which is the main county. You have Shelby, St. Clair, Walker, Tuscaloosa. I think you even include Chilton and Bibb. So all of those other counties, you would market a property in those different counties, just like if you have a property in Shelby County, you market it in Jefferson and vice versa or whatever. So to answer your question, if it's in a metropolitan area like that, that's no big deal. Because in Atlanta, you got DeKalb, Fulton, Clayton. I can go on, the only one I can think of off the top of my head. But, so yeah, that's just considered Metro Atlanta.
Okay. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So Beulah Bless says, what route should you take in finding a title company?
Well, how do you find a title company? Ideally, I normally tell people don't even worry about that, right?
Right.
Especially if you don't have a seller on the contract and a buyer on the contract. Now, especially if you don't have either. You got maybe a seller on the contract, still need to wait. And sometimes you may be forced into it because the earnest money deposit may actually need to be held somewhere. So, and the reason being is that you could have a title company in play or a closing attorney, and you find a buyer, place them under contract, and you say, well, we're going to close at such and such. And the buyer's like, oh, I don't deal with them. This is who I deal with. You want me to pay closing costs, don't you? Right?
Right.
So normally the one with the gold,
That's all the glory.
the one with the gold,
Makes
aka the cash buyer, makes the decisions. Right? Now everything's negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
You can let that be a deal breaker if you want. Some people only close with theirs as far as wholesalers. That's up to you.
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
I don't go where their money good at,
Yeah,
they probably
because
have a relationship
even if
there.
who he closes the deal has never done an assignment of contract or a wholesale deal or double close, trust me, they're a lot more receptive in that conversation when they're trying to please one of their clients. So it's really not a big issue. So now, if you're forced into it, now in some situations you'll have a cash buyer. They may be brand new also, right? Or you may be, more experienced than them, but they got money, but they've never closed an actual deal before. So you ask them the question, where can we? You ask them, so where do you want to close? I've never done a deal before. How does that normally work? Well, now you need to find a closing attorney or a title company. So what do? The simple thing you'll do is just use the power of the internet. Again, the power of social media, Facebook. Go to Facebook groups. You can join my Facebook group by texting the word group to 205-964-5243. And you could join my group and you pose the question, what title companies or closing attorney or wholesaler friendly in XYZ city. And trust me, you'll get a response of people helping you with answering that question. And you can also post that question in local groups to that particular market, whatever city that the property is located. Facebook wholesale groups to that particular market or city.
Gotcha. Dexter. What you do? Dexter, what you do? Dexter says, hey, what's up, Adrian Ty? I had a lesson today. You slow, you blow. I'm learning. I don't know what that means. What happened? What fell through, Dexter? Let us know. But Dexter also says that he's paid all of his bills for a year, cars paid off, but now he's trying to pay off his wholesaling tools for the year and save some money. But he's itching to quit and put all his time in. He's had too many life-changing experiences to sit still. So you're almost there. Well, you're there.
Well, if you manage to pay off some debt, sounds like you a pretty good steward of your, what's the word?
Money.
Money. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you're a pretty good steward. So I would still at least get one deal. Sounds like you have the ability to save money, Dex. So at least get a deal or two under your belt. Create that war chest, and then you maybe can go ahead for it. But again, ideally, you want at least 6 months of bill saved. You may already have that, but eliminate debt can get you there a lot faster. Being able to save that type of money, so or reduce your liabilities, I guess is a better way of saying it.
All right. So let's see here. Ty, this is from Mr. P. Hey, Mr. P. Would you suggest staying away from properties in adult living communities as they tend to sit on the market for long periods of time?
Now, so adult living communities, sometimes they have, what do they call them? I don't know if it's called an HOA, but they have special requirements in those subdivisions. You have to be a certain age and all that stuff. So that may be some limitations on how many the buying pool, depending on the market. So at the end of the day, it still has to make sense as far as the numbers, and then you go from there. It could be so attractive that you just can't not ignore it. You can't ignore it at all because of the opportunity that may present itself. So.
Okay. All right. Thank you for answering that, Ty. Alvin Double, this is in regards to lists, Alvin W. When starting off, should your list be in the hundreds or thousands? Is it based off what you can afford?
Well, I guess when he said building lists, is it based off? Well, yeah, again, it's based on your resources on how many. Well, as far as building the actual list, it's going to be based on your resources. As far as how large your list should be. Now, depending on what you're going to do with that list, if it's going to be for direct mail or for text message and or cold calling, then now you have to get into the cost of once you purchase the list, or if you download the list, you have property, you just really just download the list. And then you're going to skip trace it. And then if you're going to text message, you use batch leads or whatever. Now, you have to take into consideration those costs also. So it depends on what's the end game with the list that you're actually downloading or purchasing.
Okay, so this is from Himal Zazer. We're going to go with that. Thanks for everything you do. Do you see housing material costs going down in the next 5 years?
I thought they've had already reduced from what they were.
Ridiculous.
The high.
Oh,
I think they reduced. I don't think they're still down to the levels pre-COVID or whatever. So,
okay.
I have no idea. What was his name again?
I can't pronounce it.
Okay, my man on TikTok. I have no idea, but I can predict that kind of type of stuff. We would be having a different conversation.
We'll be rolling. Yep. Okay. So this is from Dapnix, who's in Southbridge, Massachusetts. Where do I start? I have no experience, but I'm from Southbridge, Massachusetts. What should be a focus for me?
So what was his name?
DAP. We
Okay,
can call
Dap.
him Nix.
So where should you start, Dap?
Generating leads, finding how you're going to generate leads.
All right, so where should you start? If you're here, you've already started.
Right.
So I'm not sure what stage of the game as far as your education level about this process and how much content you consume, whether it's mine or whoever. Now I can't answer the question about someone else's channel, but I literally give it all away right here on my channel. Right. A lot of time has been spent into building this, platform here, building all of this content on this platform and others. So once you educate yourself, now is what we were just talking about basically is now you have to determine what's going to be the best method or methods of generating daily leads. Well, that's what the business boils down to. How good are you at finding great deals? There's no magic wand that Tyrone weighs. How good am I? How good are you at finding great real estate deals? That's why we talk about all the different marketing methods that I mentioned earlier from another question. That's why we talk about cold calling, text messaging. They were talking about just building a list a moment ago. Ringless voicemail, Facebook ads, Google AdWords, door knocking, driving for dollars. All of these methods are to target people that own real estate, and you're just letting the numbers and life play out. Through targeting thousands of individuals, you're looking for individuals where life has dictated that they sell a piece of real estate cheap. We call that a motivated seller. Our definition of a motivated seller is going to be different than what an agent or real estate broker may say it is. Our definition is based on price, period, and how cheap we can get it. Now, there's a method to the madness on that. If you text the letters, I didn't even mention this earlier. Text the letters GD to the phone number here. In that video, I'm going to explain how to get to that process, right? How to determine if you actually have a great deal or not.
All right. Sarah B, I'm gonna ask this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just kidding. It's only 4 times. How do you work with hedge funds? Can you wholesale a deal with them?
Yeah, how can you work with hedge funds? There are tons of hedge funds that play big time roles in a lot of markets. So it's no different. They're used to dealing with wholesalers. So if you already have access to a hedge fund, you just have to find out what their buying criteria is and go out there and pursue those types of deals. Now, they're just one buyer or whatever, and of course they can take down stuff quickly and take down a lot of stuff. But you ideally you want to have the attitude when you're going out and finding a great deal that you don't have a buyer, even though you may have a huge list. So that allows you to have the mentality to negotiate the best deals possible. So it's a no-brainer to hopefully multiple buyers.
Okay. Life with Tony. Hey, Tony. Can you wholesale sell a house while it's in probate and currently on a holding period?
Well, that's just going to depend on the process in your state. If it's in a holding period per se, then normally there's nothing you can do but wait that time out. Again, now, depending on your state's process, it may be a situation where there's some documents that can be signed to bypass that process. Recently did a deal like that. It wasn't in probate, but it was jacked up as far as the situation with the seller being deceased and, siblings back. And one of them, like I mentioned, one of them died in the process of us putting the deal together. So I went through those. I've actually had deals sitting at the closing table, which is never should have gotten that far, where we realized that, it was their property. But that was somewhat on my fault, but more so on the title company's fault. We should have known that much longer. It should have never gotten that far. It should have never got to a point where we were sitting there ready to sign documents and getting paid or whatever. So.
All right. So Crystal Johnson, sounds like you got some good going on, girl. Says, I'm meeting a buyer needing 60 properties I'm sorry, guys. I'm meeting a buyer needing 60 properties a month who is scheduled to view multiple properties with me and a real estate agent. I have access to a private seller through the agent. Please advise. 60 properties?
Yeah, yeah. That's no. You got folks out there they buy more than that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
wow.
Depending on their buying criteria and the market that you're in, you can make a substantial amount of money in 2022 and maybe beyond just with that one buyer. Just hopefully, hopefully they will pay more than the norm, so that make it a lot easier for you. The real estate agent, I'm not sure what benefit they're going to bring to you because anything that they show you, you can pull up on Zillow yourself and make your own offers. Unless you're in a state where an agent is required to make offers, you can't. The listing agent can't double dip, be a so-called a dual agent. But I'm not sure what the agent is going to bring to the table to you. Because again, anything that they're going to show you is already for sale on Zillow, unless they're going to bring you some pocket listings, properties that have not hit the market yet. But that agent would be something special that they could find that many deals, to help feed that. So sounds like you need to get your marketing game up. Also, some networking with a lot of wholesalers in that market to be able to feed that beast.
All right. So Revi Rose 305 says, hands down, Flipman, the only person that really gives out the game for free, along with Nisina, who says, yes, Flipman, the best, hands down. I agree. Yeah.
I can't be the only one. I know others. Maybe
We only talk about you though.
okay,
They right here on this live.
I can't be. I don't watch other people's stuff for real, but I can't be.
I'm gonna say hands down the best.
Maybe it's just because of the amount of information that I have out there.
I would have to agree.
But that's years. That's 13 years.
That's
what I'm saying?
a lot of information.
It's hard to keep. It's hard to catch that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Okay.
maybe that's what they mean because it can't be what he actually saying. Whatever.
Just say thank you.
I'm thinking. I'm just saying. I'm that sort of curious makes me
So
curious.
you're probably not the only one that gives away for free. Naturally. That, but still, the way you put the content out there, as videos, is clear. You have just continuous updates, and then
Okay, well, we'll go with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna say that. Okay. Yes. Grant Bell says this is a good one. Is not having proof of funds a deal breaker? If you're dealing with the realtor, probably so.
Well, yeah, okay. So, Grand Bell is asking, is not having proof of funds a deal breaker? Generally speaking, proof of funds are only needed when dealing with a real estate agent. Sometimes if you're trying to co-wholesale, some wholesalers may ask you that, and that's when you say, hey, man, I'm trying to wholesale, and I'm not going to have any proof of funds. Even if I did, what does it matter? Because I'm not going to be the buyer anyway. If they don't get that, it's somebody you don't need to work with. So proof of funds are generally only needed when you're dealing with a real estate agent. If you have a seller that asks you for proof of funds, it's going to be so rare that you're getting a price that works. It just doesn't work that way. Dealing directly with owners, aka motivated sellers, someone that's motivated to sell cheap enough for it to be a wholesale deal, generally don't ask for proof of funds. But if you're going to deal in that real estate world, yes, you're going to need proof of funds. See, that's the only way, and I get it, that's the only way they prevent from wasting time. You need to prove to them before they take it to their client that you can pay for it.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. When you're looking to purchase home, the first thing they'll say, do you have the letter from your lender?
Yeah, you are. But that's proof of funds.
Yes. Do you have the letter from the
that's
lender
the
saying
first
how
thing
much
they're
you've
gonna ask
been
you.
approved for? Like,
Yeah.
why are we even talking?
They're not even going to show you any listing, even though you can look them up yourself on the internet. They're not going to show you anything or give you any attention until you have made them feel comfortable enough that you can actually pay for it.
Yeah.
Period.
Hey, you want to come look at this house on Sunday at 5 o'clock? Sure. Before we meet, can you send me over your lender approval letter?
And then what they gonna say? Hey,
Yeah, and they calling you at Sunday at noon saying, "Hey, just want to make sure we're still on. I haven't gotten that letter
I
yet.
haven't gotten that letter yet. Do we need to reschedule?
Do we need to reschedule? 'Cause I am not just to get up and come show
Hey,
you nothing,
no.
and you ain't show me no letter. Like,
You ain't show no letter, no access.
no access.
Yeah, they're not even about to grab their keys.
No, it's not gonna happen.
No.
No. And then you send them a letter from somebody that they ain't used to dealing with. Hey, yeah, he's probably not gonna accept a deal from this lender. So got an approval from somebody else. Okay, so let's see. I wanted to Alpha God, I was gonna ask you your question. You asked what is SMS? SMS is short messaging service. Forget that part. It's just basically a text message.
Text message.
This text message is what you use on your phone every day. It's probably what you're using right now. What you're doing is just short messaging service. Yeah, just putting that out there. I want to answer that for you. Oh, that's right. Nope, no information without your letter. Need that letter. Gotta have that letter. Let's see here. Crystal wants to know, and this is in follow-up. She had the question about the buyer that wanted 60 properties. She wanted to know, well, how do I compensate a real estate agent providing pocket listings and coordinate with other wholesalers in my community?
Well, again, if an agent is you're gonna compensate them. Normally, 2 to 3% is good, or whatever. That's what they're accustomed to getting. So yeah, you would be fine in that situation.
Okay. Let's see.
But as far as with the other wholesalers, you just, hey, what's the properties that they have? Let them know that you got buyers for them. Even though it may be one buyer, you got buyers for them. And at the end of the day, the number's still going to have to work. And from there, you all just have to agree on how you're going to compensate. Normally you do 50-50, but everything's negotiable. So.
All right. Dexter, you make sure you come back next week. I like you. I really like you. He said, "Yo, Ty, this is your channel. We big up you here. This is home. This your property.
Okay.
So we ain't talking about nobody else. We talking about you right here."
I just,
He's so humble. He's very humble.
I just, it can't be what they say. It can't be that.
He's humble, guys.
There's too many people. You know what I'm saying? There's too many people putting their content out there.
And they copying your stuff. I'm just putting it out there.
It ain't like I don't sell stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
you don't push it down people's throat either.
I don't push it down the throat, but no, man. I don't like to think I do.
You don't.
It ain't like, but I give you the option. That's the thing. And that was my intent from the beginning. I'll give people the option. I'll give it all away for free. Now it took a minute to get to the point where there was enough information out there where you could actually do something with it, but so. Yeah.
Hey guys, just to prove that what we're saying is actually true, Carlin Irvin, thank you for joining us, Carlin. Thank you for being here. She says, that's true because I'm a realtor and I do ask for proof of funds when I have a listing. Carlin ain't showing you no house until you send her the email with your letter. Thank you, Carlin.
Yeah, I'll tell you that. Hey, I am not a realtor, but trust me, it ain't hard to figure out how they think, man, and it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Their bills matter first. Like they say, Black Lives Matter. My bills matter. The first.
Oh
you add one more word there.
My bills matter.
Hey, their bills matter first.
First. My bills matter first. MBMF. Oh, that sounds like a TV show. Put that on a shirt. MBMF. My bills matter first.
My bills matter first, man.
Okay, so Beulah Bless has a great question. I know I've said multiple times tonight, guys. I either love the question, like the question. It's a great question. They're all great questions because you're asking what someone else may be afraid to do. She wants to know, are the best deals found in less desirable areas?
I wouldn't say the best deals. We couldn't say the best deals, but they may be a little bit more plentiful just because of the price point, right?
Right.
And so I don't know if you can say the best deals. And each market is different with that. That's the thing. Each market is different.
Okay. Let's see here. Caxi If a seller is behind on taxes, would the final end buyer pay for that, or does the seller pay for that at closing?
So if the seller, so if the seller's behind on taxes, who pays it?
The seller.
Normally it comes out of their money because, that's their bill. It comes out of their funds, out of their proceeds at the closing. Now, I've negotiated deals before where I've had to pay it. Sometimes the buyer pay it or whatever. It's negotiable, but generally speaking, people know what they owe, or they have a general idea of who they owe because they're being contacted by who they owe, by mail, phone, a combination of both. So normally when they give you a price, it's based off paying what they owe plus whatever money they're trying to get out of the deal. But again, it's all negotiable, and buyers can participate in paying some or all of what taxes they may owe, and possibly you may have to participate in paying some or all, depending on how the numbers work out.
Okay. All right. Thank you for answering that. My man Ty, what's the good word? I've been trying to get in touch with you more on a personal back connection. Thanks for texting me the live in action details. You're welcome. And just text that number that you see on the screen there, 205-964-5243. That's for Manny Bars. Thank you. Let's see here. Omar Avila, what route would you take if a FSBO has a property with a lot of acres and is asking over $1 million for it?
Okay, so if a FSBO is what was the question again? What was the question?
A FSBO that has a lot of acreage with it, and they're asking for over $1 million. So it's not so much as they're asking for $1 million.
Well, yeah. The thing is that
is it worth it?
Is it worth $1 million? What makes it worth $1 million? What justifies $1 million price? Do you have anything to compare it to? Right? Just because they're asking $1 million, and is it 1,000 acres? You know what I'm saying? It could be what is that, $100 an acre, or what am I on that? 1,000? That's $1,000 an acre. Might be 1,000 acres, $1,000 an acre. Okay, I can justify that, or whatever. So what justifies that price? They can ask for whatever they want to. And what you would realize in this business, if you do it long enough, most people that you talk to, people that own real estate, they're going to be in la-la land about price when it comes to you wanting to wholesale or your end game being wholesaler. Most sellers are going to be in la-la land about price.
Okay.
Expect it. And some of them in super la-la land.
Super la la land.
Some of them in super la-la land.
You got la la land, and then you got like metaverse.
You got metaverse la-la land. Or you might have bizarro world la-la land. You know what bizarro world is?
No, don't be doing it. I'm gonna figure it out. Let me Google bizarro world.
Who knows what bizarro world is?
I don't know, but I'm gonna know before the end of the night. Love it. So what was the question? I was just gonna ask. Margaret, that's what I was looking for. Margaret Brewer, have you found that wholesaling mobile homes is a viable option?
Yes, it's an opportunity. In some markets, you're going to have more mobile homes available to you. In some of the more smaller town, rural areas, there'll be more plentiful. The only thing about mobile homes now, they are depreciating assets as the actual structure themselves. They're more like automobiles than actual houses. If the mobile home has to be moved, that's a game changer as far as what it's really worth. If land is included, then now it becomes more like a transaction similar to a house, because you have to close on it because actual land can't be moved, right?
Right.
So with a mobile home, you can easily get cut out of the deal, because if it has to be moved, then a bill of sale is only needed in the signing of the title. Sometimes they don't even have a title; they just transfer it through the bill of sale, depending on how old it is and what state you're in, and those laws on mobile homes. So that's where a seller and a buyer could meet without you ever, that transaction can go down in 3 minutes, right? Just with some signatures and some money being exchanged. Because if it has to be moved, the move in a lot of cases with mobile homes costs more than what it's worth. So, that's the thing, so what's the end game with this? Is it being moved to another lot where you can rent it out? You may be all in $15,000, it's in good condition. Yeah, that's probably a great deal, because you can get your money back in within, less than, who knows how many years, depending on the rent. But so that's the caveat. Does it have to be moved or not? And then coming up with a real value for mobile homes can be a little bit more difficult. A lot of times you can just call around to mobile home dealers and ask them what they would pay for. You have to get the year, the manufacturer, the size, does it have to be moved, where it's being moved from, condition, obviously, and just get a price point on what they're willing to pay if they buy used mobile homes. And that'll give you an idea what you need to negotiate, because it's not like it's not that I'm aware of, like a Kelly Blue Book for mobile homes that I'm aware of. It may be, but not that I'm aware of.
Okay, so let's see. This is going to be good. Magical Tam, I like this. Ty, I read your ebook, and I must say it is very useful and has some great info for newbies like myself. I'm going to read it again this weekend and set goal to take off to 2022. Don't stop, keep teaching.
How do you say her name?
Magical Tam.
Magical Tam. That's what's up, baby girl.
All right, guys. So closing out tonight, if you have not gotten that ebook, you're welcome to do that as well. If you're hesitant on maybe deal you later, if you're hesitant, if you watched all the videos and you're going to use that and you don't need time for the course, that's great. That's great, because this information is out there. It's free. If you would like to sign up for the course, which isn't free, you can text the number. But the ebook is also a great option for you as well. It's a little bit more cost effective for you. So yeah, that's an option. You can still go to flipmasterclass.com to get that. Like and subscribe, guys. Like, subscribe, like and follow, heart and follow, whatever platform you're on. Next time you come, which should be next week, Lord willing, we'll be here. Bring a friend with you. Bring someone along with you. So you can go into 2022 with a partner and a squad. You don't need one, but it's great if you do have one. Some boots on the ground. Maybe they're not even in the same area that you are. Maybe you're in that 20,000 population area, and your homie is over there in 1.2 million. Partner with them, get them on the live with you so they can hear these gems that are being dropped. Hopefully, the beautiful Miss Renikia will be with us next week. If you notice, she wasn't here today. She's good. But with that being said, don't forget units, UNITS, to 205-964-5243. And that is in regards to storage facilities, storage units, mom and pop, small area, small times. Make sure you send that over if you have any recommendations for that. Also, if you are a subscriber to dealyoulater.com, Dealulator, which is AKA PropStream, but not PropStream through PropStream through Dealulator, and you're not really sure on how to use it, or you're paying that monthly subscription, text the word time to the number on the screen. I'll say it again, 205-964-5243, and you can have a 30-minute one-on-one session with a member of the team, and they'll walk you through on how to use Dealulator so you're not paying for that subscription and not utilizing all the magical features that are available on it in your war chest of tools for wholesaling. What else?
That's it. So everyone, whatever you celebrate, hopefully get some family time. Don't celebrate Christmas, that's cool. But so some family time if possible. The main thing, if you got your health, everything else is bonus. If people you care about got theirs also, it's definitely everything else is a bonus. So we'll see you guys next week. Like I say, La time will be over starting the 26th. Hey, it'll be time to get it. 2021 is out of here just like that. 2022 here, whoo, boy, the joke is getting old. But I'm glad I'm here. I ain't complaining. I got some folks out here, I ain't here. So, but yeah, so 2022 is right around the horizon, guys. I want to be here to hear some of you all's amazing stories where you got your check, got my check. So make sure, again, you share and like this. And as we always like to say, guys, we'll see you on the flip side. And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Text me and I'll text you back.
Text me and I'll text you back.
text me, then I'll text you back.
You text me, then I'll text you back.
Text me, then I'll text you back.
TikTok, you don't stop.
I will help you make your paper stack.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now?
205-964-5243. Now you know.